Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a magic book test. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that primarily a lot of the magic reviews here are for card magic, right? Because I love playing cards. I even review playing cards on the weekends. And mentalism. Those are my two strongest wheelhouses. Those are the things that I like the most. And then within mentalism, I really love book tests. I love book tests, probably because I like books, right? That's probably where it comes from. I like books, I love books, I love reading. And I read books all the time, so that's one of my favorite hobbies. And so finding a magic trick that you can do with a book is pretty cool. I had this book sent to me from nominal.com, G-N-O-M-I-N-A-L. They're an independent publisher. It's Tyches Fiddle from John Hostler. And what this is beyond a book test. This is beyond a book test. John has crammed this book test so full of magic, it's insane. There's so much in this one book. And I think sometimes with book tests, you probably get like one or two principles. You get like a flashback principle and a long word principle, and that's it, right? Or something similar. This not only has features built throughout, it also has features built within the cover. It has anagrams, it has puzzles, it has missing words, and all kinds of just fun stuff. This book, and I'll borrow a word that John uses a lot. So John uses the word Swiss Army knife a lot. This book test is a Swiss Army knife. Absolutely. A Swiss Army knife of magic book tests. So if you like book tests and you want a challenge, right? You're like, no, I'd love a challenge. This is for you because there's quite a lot of memory work in this. There's multiple things you can do with this. You could probably perform with this for years and never unlock all the things that this thing can do. This thing is crazy, and I want to show you all about it. So first, there's two parts to this, okay? This is the instruction guide, all right? So Tyches Fiddle, user guide, John Hostler, paperback. He gets these self-printed, self-published. And you kind of need this, obviously, to know how to use the book. So if you're going to go to nominal.com, you can pick the user guide up for 20 bucks. This has all your instructions. This is all your tutorial. So there's nothing that's video. There's nothing like that. There's no PDF. It's an actual physical copy of a book, which is nice because you can have both books side by side. You know, as you're reading the instruction book, then you got the other book open to the page you're needing to look at. You don't have to like read the instructions on one page and then flip, to the back of the book to try to find it, or bounce back and forth between your, a PDF on your laptop versus the book in real life. I enjoyed having the instructions in book form. Then you have the actual book test itself, okay? So this is made to look like a 1960s pulp crime novel, which it kind of is. I mean, it really does read like you'd expect. And it looks exactly like it should. It's got graphics all throughout. It's not exactly pocket size, but it is paperback size. It has a good font and layout. And you're going to notice that there's also pictures and graphics on some of the pages. The rest of it is a story. The pages are all numbered. They have chapter headings at the top. And like I said, there's a ton of magic built into this book. This book at nominal.com is $35. So you get the book and the instructions for 55 bucks. All right, so what does it do? What does this magic book test do? I was going through the instructions and I kept waiting for something that was familiar. I kept waiting for them to say like, oh, here's the flashback principle, here's the long word principle. And what I kept coming up against with just all new, creative, brand new stuff. Like, this is like you took the book test and just turned it on its head. I mean, just an example, okay? Let's say you know the Aronson stack, okay? There is a reveal for every single card in the deck in Aronson stack throughout the book, which means you can use this book alongside a card trick, right? If you have your deck in Aronson stack and that's your stack, this book will work in harmony with that. In addition to that, there's also 5 card reveals for 5 certain cards scattered throughout the book. So there's one in the book title, there's one in the author's name, there's one in the publisher's graphic, and then there's 2 more that are inside the book in other graphics. Then there's 20 keywords, and each word, one of those 20 words, is floating in the center of each page. It is such a cool trick. I did it to myself and it worked. Before I knew what to look for, I just read the pattern and took his advice. Like, he's got the pattern in the instructions, right? So I read the instructions. He told me what to do as a spectator. I opened the book. I kind of let my eyes just kind of go and just focus on one single word in the center of the page. And I found my word. And then I just said, well, I'll just do the other page too. So I did the other page too. Both those words, I went back to the graph and those were the force words. Like, he did the trick to me through the instructions. Like, I landed on the word that he wanted me to land on, which means there's 20 words in this, and you get the word through fishing, obviously. You can hand the book to the spectator and just tell them, flip the book to any page. Look down at the page, and then you will know the word they're looking at. Just like that. And it's not a long word. It is not a long word. It's just a word. And there's 20 of those words, so that's awesome. There's also one page in the back of the book that has a list of song titles and band names. And there's one card. There's one card that's a reveal in that list of band names. And then on top of that, there's a section at the back called Nuggets. And then in that chapter, in the chapter called Nuggets, there's 5 more tricks. 5 more like little individual small tricks, like 5 more things this book can do. And it's all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, one of them was one page has like several words missing from the page. Like when you read the paragraph, there's actually a space where that word is supposed to be. But when you read the paragraph, you just know instinctively what that word should be. And it's gone. It's not even in the book. So, and there's 5 of those. So 5 more little one-off tricks that this book can do. And then on top of that, there's a bonus in that the book will also do the Pegasus routine. So if you know what the Pegasus routine is, it's where they look at a page, remember the page number, or memorize a word on that page, and then when you finally have them reveal it, you then tell them, well, that page is ripped out of the book. And so they go find the book page later and it's been ripped out. All right, so maybe the question you're wondering now is, how difficult is this? How hard is this? Right at the beginning of the instructional, John does say that this is probably for an intermediate magician, somebody who's done mentalism before, someone who has experience with fishing, someone who's got experience probably with a few different book tests. So I would not recommend this for a beginner or if you've never done book tests before. I think if you've never done book tests before, you'd probably want to start with something simpler that just has like a flashback like we were talking about, right? And a long word principle, something simple. Because this is a Swiss Army knife, the analogy still works in that there's a lot of blades on this and you could cut yourself. Like, I was so surprised to see how jam-packed this was and how many things this thing does. So I think the difficulty lies in the amount of memory work that it'll require. And granted, you're not going to do all these tricks at once, right? But you might do 2. And just the fact that the tutorial is a book and it takes a little bit more, you know, just to digest as far as like understanding what you're reading to how it would flesh out. But like I said, he does provide patter. He does provide all the just kind of the nuance, and he does give you really easy ways to get your words, and then also he gives you like little, try not to give anything away. He gives you ways to remember things, right? He gives you little mnemonics. So there's things that are built in. So he does kind of hold your hand a little bit, but I agree with John. I think you need to be an intermediate level magician, at least somebody experienced with book tests and mentalism going forward. But like I said, both books are available at nominal.com/Tyches Fiddle. And so that's where you want to go to pick this up. Make sure you add both books to cart. I think they're both listed separately. So make sure you add both books to cart. It should be 55 bucks by adding both. Big, huge thanks to John for allowing me to have this so I could do the review for you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey, do you want some more information about the t-shirt I was wearing in today's video? Sure. From my homepage, if you look up at the top, you'll see one of the tabs says store. If you click that, that'll take you to my Teespring merchandise. There, you'll see that I have a variety of different designs. There's more than one, so it's not just the shirt I was wearing today. And they're also at a large variety of price points, so there's something for everybody. Plus, if you click on a design that you like or that you're interested in, you'll also notice that you can select that shirt in different colors. So you're not locked into the color that you see in the graphic. And that means, of course, you can buy the same design in several colors. Now, I don't ask that you buy a shirt. You don't have to. That is not how I ask that you support me. But if you do buy a shirt, I want to thank you so much for supporting my channel, for believing in me. You guys are awesome. My fans are great. And I love it when you guys send pictures or you tag me on Instagram and you say, I bought a Magic Orthodoxy shirt. You have no idea how great that makes me feel, and just what a lift that is in my day. You guys are awesome. I'll see you next time. Bye.